So I've been reading up on scoliosis, well, not recently, but a long time ago, when I had to sit down and do nothing for like a year. And they say that they think scoliosis occurs when you're 14 and 15. It starts to develop then. But I remember I was either in fourth or fifth grade, and in fifth grade in USA, they're average 10, 11 years old. And I remember clearly one of the earliest memories I have, one of the only memories I really have of back then, is when a nurse was examining my back in school, because they would like examine all the children at Oakland Park Elementary, so that had to be fifth grade, 10, 11 years old. Although I was a little advanced, it's possible I was there at 9, 10. I should have been there. If the school system wasn't messed up, I would have been there at sixth grade. But I remember one of the nurses touching my back, and she like paused on my lower back, and she's like, and you know, like when you're in my shoes, you notice things, and when a doctor or a nurse touches you and takes a pause and says, you know something's up. Like, it's not a positive thing. Not a positive thing at all. So this memory is stuck with me. I have so many non-memories. Like, I have like one memory of everyone I know. And I have one memory of this. And, So I just want to put this out there that they're saying scoliosis develops at 14, 15. And I'm saying that the nurse at Oakland Park Elementary School found something she thought was different when I was 10, 11 years old, or even younger. So scoliosis does not develop. This is a one-person trial, so we have not, we cannot confirm this. This is not a scientific-based research. As I'm always telling you, like none of these, even the media is telling you, oh, this poll, that poll, this research, that research, is not real. I'm telling you that scoliosis, they say, develops at 14 to 15, and my nurse stopped on me on my back when she studied my leg. She like felt up my lower back, like she was behind me, and like I probably was like slightly bent over. I definitely wasn't fully bent over because I've never been trained to do that. That might be a good thing. I might have killed myself if I did that most of my life, or be in this wheelchair right here constantly. And I think it develops before that. See, they don't know anything about scoliosis. See, this is my research on scoliosis. I have to research all this stuff myself. I have to suffer the affliction. I have to study it. I have to diagnose this. I have to understand it better than everyone else. And where does my information go? It goes nowhere because I talk about, because I tell you how it is. People don't like that. And the people in control really don't like that, because I'm telling you how it is about the people in control. But, so, who knows? This is going to get the no one, right? 1, 2, 3 viewers, thank you for hanging out. But I do believe that the science, and I've already spoken against science, not always, but in the last 7 years. I was pro-science before that. And the last 7 years, I've spoken against science, the medical industrial complex, I call it. And I guess now we've got a seventh one, the scientific industrial complex. And what they're telling me is that I likely developed scoliosis from 14 to 15. And what is scoliosis, if you don't know? It's a deformature of the spine, and that causes the spine to twist, that causes the rib cage to twist, and your whole midsection is off balance, and that means everything around the midsection as well is off balance. So I don't look like I've worked on my abs for 3 decades. Although if you touch them and you look at them when I pull my shirt up and I let you play with them or whatever, like, you'll understand that I have. But because I have a twist in the spine, the rib cage has changed shape as well. So because I have a twist in the spine, my hips and my legs down to my knees are affected by this. And probably everything, because we use, like, you can ask my mother, we used to have to buy shoes because one shoe would wear down faster than the other. And this was since 6 years old or something. So if this is tied into scoliosis, the scoliosis begins to form at birth or around there, whether it's habits or whatever that forms it. I do believe strongly that I would wear a hole in one heel of a shoe. So we would have to replace the shoe, both shoes, because you can't just replace one shoe. And so I want to put this out there that anyone with scoliosis, they don't know what they're doing. And you know that. If you spend as much time as I have researching your condition, because a lot of times you're just sitting around. Maybe if it's bad enough, you're sitting around in a wheelchair here, and you're trying to figure out how to fix it. They're telling us, you know if you got scoliosis and you researched it, or if you just researched it, that they're saying they think it develops in early childhood years, 14 to 15 years old. Well, I'm telling you, once I learn that my back is broken and I can no longer lift 600 pounds and stuff, then, because I was a powerhouse until I got notified of things happening in my body. And instantly, I remembered, God had showed me the recollection of the memory of when the nurse in 5th grade at Oakland Park Elementary School, over there, on Oakland Park Road or something, off of, near Mays, off of East North Broadway, when they, in another road right there I lived on as well, when they touched my back, and they was like, when you're in my state of mind, when a doctor says, and takes a pause, that they have seen something, they have felt something. So scoliosis does not develop at 11 to 14 years of age. And it is a condition that is formed much earlier than that. But for now, they think it's 11 to 14. And I'm one person, so this is very unscientific, which science is what? It's more West Korea propaganda, if you ask me. It's a new evolution in their religion. But I'm putting this out there. Anyone with scoliosis, you can figure it out. If you've done the research, especially. Now, in some of you with scoliosis, you haven't done research because it doesn't affect you. You haven't. I lost the ability to feel or move my leg for a short period. And life was over. I pretty much the whole period that I couldn't move it, I just sat around and cried. Because life was over for me. There's no me dragging myself across this ground with my arms like I'm a lizard person or something. There's none of that. I'd get shot. I'd get put in a chokehold and killed by someone. They'd be like, this is scum, this is trash. And I'm definitely not going to like live in one of these things my whole life either. Let me tell you about that, bro. I wheel this motherfucker straight into the fucking ocean. And then there'd be some scumbag who rescues me, and they're like, oh, we saved your life. It's like, no, my life was dead already. You're like, you brought me back as a zombie. Now I'm like just rotting trash. And I'll wheel straight back into the ocean after that. It doesn't matter. Unfortunately, humans float. Although I didn't. When I was a child and my brother tried to save me, I almost killed him. And then the lifeguard off duty came back like in like 10 minutes and stopped me from drowning. I didn't feel I floated very well there. But anyways, we're off course here, aren't we? We're way off course. We just hit we're the Titanic hitting the iceberg at this point. Those are scoliosis. That's not how it's happened. It's not 14 to 15. There is no guaranteed age. And as you know, if you have this or if you've researched this condition, they don't necessarily say it is 14 to 15. They say they think. They don't understand what happens here. I think I understand a lot of it. I think it's heavy book bags. Children are forced to carry 50 pounds on their back, and these children are 70 pounds themselves. And then they're leaning one way or the other and all this stuff. And, just relaxing and chillaxing. And the body will form to that and stuff. They teach you to sit up straight and stand up straight and walk straight. And they don't necessarily tell you, like, hey, if you don't do that, your body's going to malform to whatever position you rested in. But it could entirely be a genetic DNA code. And I do believe it. If they could find it, if the nurse could be like, at 10 to 11 years old, then we're guessing this begins at 6 to 7 years old or something like this, or maybe even before. But we don't know. All we have is this lunatic person who claims he knows something, sitting around being crippled with these tiny legs because he can no longer lift more weights than anyone in the gym because his back will snap, and I'll end up in a wheelchair. And I'm not going to end up in a wheelchair, bro. I will literally cash the wheelchair out, and I will crawl around on the ground with my arms and stuff. If that happens, I will not get in a wheelchair. I am not a cripple in a wheelchair. I will be slime. I will feel like slime crawling on the ground already from having this stuff. I should be like the most all-around fit person with the biggest legs in any gym, able to lift more weight than anyone. But this condition, apparently, they think it's from when I was young, and I don't think it was from an injury. Like, the injuries might have occurred from lifting like 3 times my body weight and 4 times my body weight. I guess 600 pounds is probably 4 times my body weight, and just maxing out every machine in the gym. We're not sure where all this comes from, but I can tell you, thanks to the nurses at Oakland Park School back in 1991, their little mishap of accidentally being like, like that told me a lot. Once I learned more stuff later on in life, they didn't know what they had found. They just thought it was nothing, and no doubt, I'm a little child forming. And it's a nurse too. It's not like some 16-year surgeon who can be like, whoa, like I've never felt this before. It's a nurse at a school. God bless her. And she brought this to my attention, so I'm sure that this scoliosis stuff forms at an earlier age than 14, 15.